When life gives you lemons, you grow a Rollina tree. Now, I know the saying is when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. However, in this case, we're growing some Rollinas. Now, you might be wondering, Emmanuel, what is the connection with Rollinas and citrus? Because they have nothing to do with each other. That is 100% correct. Now, let's take a little quick moment to go ahead and search what the fruit tastes like. The description is a lemon meringue flavor. Now, if you know anything about me, is I love my citrus flavored fruits, especially with my favorite mango variety, lemon zest. It is chef kiss. Now, Rollinas look vaguely familiar to soursop. They also look very familiar to sugar apples. Imagine both of them, except if they had a daughter. Now, Rollina is smaller than soursop. However, Rollina also has spikier scales than sugar apple. So imagine the size of the sugar apple and the outer shelling of soursop in one fruit. That's what Rollina is. So once I heard the description of this fruit, I said I must have one because I love anything lemon flavor, lemon meringue, anything citrusy. I'm a huge fan of it. So I got one. It's already very big. I would say it probably for within a year or two, depending on how the growing conditions tend to look like. We had one growing at my past place of work, and it did really well. It fruited a lot for us, and it even gave a few loads of fruit for people to harvest. So now I'm gonna go ahead and experience it for myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant it and give you guys a whole video about Rollinas. So let me go ahead and plant it up, and then let's go ahead and talk about a care guide. So I planted it. I actually had to step into the shade to talk about the care guide because it is so killer outside. I cannot breathe. I just really can't do anything. I'm sweating bullets. It is very hot outside, and so I need to step into the shade real quickly. Looks like we're gonna have a little rain come through, which is really nice for the Rollina, so you can get some natural rainfall. So let's go ahead and talk about care tips. Coming at number one is that they're fall zone loving trees. Just like the majority of fruit trees, they like to be planted in an area that receives 5 to 6+ hours of direct sunlight. Number two is how much water they receive. Especially during dry, hot climates, I would recommend going through and watering the tree 2 to 3 times per week once it's newly planted. After a few months of growth and development, you could go ahead and set back the watering to about once or twice a week, depending on what area you live. I live in South Florida, so even during our summer heat, we tend to get constant rainfall. So that means we don't have to water our trees at all because nature does it for us. Number three is the type of feed you give it. Although it also is relying on natural nutrition, every tree benefits from supplemental nutrition. And I would always recommend organic products, earthworm castings, any compost you may on hand, earthworm casting tea. All those are packed. Those are like black gold for plants, and that is everything they need to be successful and abundantful in your garden. So I would recommend, I usually prefer using earthworm casting products so I could hit it about once a month, and then once they're more established and fruiting, you can go ahead and set back your feeding to about once every 3 to 4 months. Number four is pruning and maintenance. Rollinas does tend to get really big, so if you don't have the space for a really big tree, I would recommend going through and cutting some of those branches off. It won't hurt the tree whatsoever. If not, help it promote more new growth, which could be more branching for more flowers, which equals more fruit. Finally, number five is to stay vigilant. Although I have never experienced any disease or pests with Rollinas or soursop or sugar apples in that case, it's still good to have a vigilant eye just in case you find any small little pest or any type of unnormalities or abnormalities with the tree. So make sure you examine it about every season. Make sure you do a thorough examination under the leaves, on top of the leaves, at the roots, at the base of the trunk. You want to make sure you examine it so you can go ahead and catch any early signs of either fungal diseases or pests or diseases and treat them when necessary. And it's just to have patience and have fun. I can't wait to have this tree flower and fruit for me. Of course, it's gonna have its little wild ride with the summer heat here in South Florida, but it should do perfectly fine. Another side note is that since it's part of the soursop and sugar apple family, when it becomes more cooler temperatures, they tend to drop all their leaves at once. So don't be afraid, it will slowly develop more leaves and more new growth once the more hotter temperatures arrive. So if you've grown Rollina before, leave me them in the comment section below and let me know if you've grown soursop, sugar apples, or Rollina. And if you have grown all three of them, let me know what's your favorite down below in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like under this video to support this channel. And if you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. Thank you all so much for watching this video. May God bless you and your entire family. And as always, never forget to grow big, ultimate gardeners. Bye, everyone.